Hey everybody, I just wanted to put together a quick video to show you pretty much like 90% of what goes into setting up media for a Sunday service. So let's get right into logged into the computer here at the church. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up ProPresenter. Okay, there's ProPresenter. Okay, now we're already on the previous Sunday, so I want to set up October 3rd. This folder, Ariana already went ahead and added a whole bunch of folders for us, which is very nice, so we don't have to add them. But if I wanted to add a new one, all I would have to do is basically just add a playlist, and boom, there we go. So I'm just going to delete this. I could rename it, but I'm going to remove that one. So anyway, October 3rd is the next Sunday. So when I click into a playlist, like let's say September 26th, we have all of the stuff that was in that one, our announcement slides, our video announcements, and our songs. But in October 3rd, we don't have any of that. So I need to add it. So here we go. So what I'll do, now that I'm selected on October 3rd, is I'll hit search. All right, and this window pops up. So I'm going to grab our announcements. So I'll just start typing and it'll pop up. So we have an announcements presentation. So I'm going to grab that, slide it right in. Okay, and I can just click anywhere else, and that search box goes away. So now if I click in here, I can see that for October 3rd, we just have our announcement slides, nothing else. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add our video announcement. All right, so it looks like we don't have the video announcement ready for this week, but how we add our video announcement into our playlist here is we click on the media button up on the top right, and that brings up this media box down here. So within the media, we'll call it a pane, media pane, we have a few different folders. We have backgrounds, we have moving backgrounds. Mostly those go on the back of songs and whatnot. And then our announcements folder is where we keep our announcement videos. So this one is for last week, but let's say we had the new one in there. We'll just pretend we have the new one in there right now. And what we would do is this. We would just grab it, and we would put it right in the list there. Bam, there we go. So now we can see that beneath our announcement slides, we have our announcement video. And at the end, I will show you how to pull files into this media pane. So keep that in mind. All right, I can click that media button, and that pane just disappears. Okay, so now that we have our video announcement in there, now we need to add our songs. So what do? We can just go right back up to our search button, and then if we start typing the names of our songs, first we have Great Things. There we go, Great Things. Just click it, drag it right over there. All right, now we've got two more. So we've got Call Upon the Lord. There we go, Call Upon the Lord. And then the last one is How Great is Our God. All right, here we go. How great is our God. Bam. Okay. So now we can click anywhere else. That'll disappear. And if we scroll down, we can see we have our announcement video. And then we have our songs. Okay. But our songs need to be set into, what are they called? Our arrangement. Okay, so when I pulled them in, normally they start off in the master arrangement, which the master is basically like it just has one of each group that's part of the song, so chorus, verse, stuff like that. So we can drop this down, and looks like for this song, Great Things, we have a Thess arrangement, and this is the arrangement in which she likes to sing it, right? So we have verse, blank, chorus, blank, yada, yada. So it goes down and it organizes it in that fashion. We can also just grab more things and pull it down and snap it into parts of the song, right? So if we wanted to add a chorus after verse 1, there we go. But I don't want that, so I'm not going to, add it. So let's keep going down through our list. All right, here's the next song, Call Upon the Lord. So I go over to this button here, bam. And then we will select the Thess arrangement, and it puts it into the format that we like it. So here's the pieces of the song, the groups, and then we can just, again, we can drag them down if we find something changes during a practice or the band wants to do something a little different. All right, we'll go down to the last song, How Great Is Our God. We'll go to the arrangements button, bam, okay. And then it's on the master, so this one we actually have quite a few. So we're just going to put it on Thess again. Also, if you notice, you can make a new arrangement and name it whatever you would like, and it will pretty much be blank, and or it'll be like the master, I think, and then you can just build it from there. Nothing fancy. All right, we'll click this again to close it, the arrangements button. Bam, there you go. 90% of the time, that's what you need to set up a service ahead of time. Then if you need to add scripture into here, say if whoever is preaching needs to add scripture, you can come up to this button right here, Bible. Boom, you hit that, and you see the show goes away. Now we're on to the Bible section. So you see at the top, we can change the version of whatever type of Bible we need here. These are the most common types that anybody who preaches here uses. So let's say for Pastor Gary, usually he's in New American Standard Bible version. So then we can start searching. So let's say, let's just say Matthew 1:1. Hit enter. There you go. There's your scripture. So what you could do here is if you go down to the very bottom after you have your scripture selected, you can hit save, copy to selected presentation or to playlist. Yeah, playlist is what we want. So then we would select the playlist, which is October 3rd for this service, and boom. You saw when I clicked that, it popped right into the playlist. So now if we go back to the show, by clicking this button up here at the top, you can see we're back in the show, which is this playlist, basically, the contents of the playlist. And we scroll to the bottom, there you go, you'll see we got Matthew 1:1 NASB version. Okay, so there you go. We just added scripture. One thing I do like to do to just make it kind of pretty is this. If you go back up to the announcements presentation, we have saved in here a little template of the scripture template. We have a little slide from it. So if you right click and you copy that, right, you copy this slide. It's just kind of sitting here. It never gets played in the rotation of all these slides, but we just kind of leave it here for this purpose. So I copied it. Now we're going to go back to our scripture. It's at the very bottom of our show. Right click and let's paste. All right, now we have a blank slide in here which looks like the same, Bible on the table and stuff like that. And I like to paste in 2, and I'll show you why. So that way I can grab one and drag it to the beginning. Okay, so now we have blank, scripture, blank. All right, so this is what it looks like basically when we run it, why I use those blanks. So let's click on the first one. Okay, you see it brings up the Bible and stuff like that. This is what will be displayed on the screen. Okay, and then if we bring up the scripture, fades nicely into the scripture with the reference. And then when I click on the last one here, watch what happens. There we go, just transitions right out. Instead of doing something like this, here I'll show you. You can click this to clear everything on the screen, or you can clear the logo with this button. Brings up the Family NAS logo. But if I were to clear that and then just click on the scripture reference here, boom, it just goes to everything. And then when we take it all away, it's kind of abrupt. So we generally like to fade into just this when he cracks the Bible open, and then the scripture out, clear all, or clear to logo. There you go. All right, now, so you may ask me, well, hey, what if I want to build my own sort of item to put into the playlist that contains a bunch of things? You know, it's not scripture, that's not song slides. What if it's a bunch of pictures, right? So what you can do is, now that we're back in the show here, actually that doesn't matter too much. What we can do is we can add a presentation, okay? And how we're going to do that is this. We will click on this little arrow up here at the top of library, right? If you saw me click that. New presentation. Okay, then this little dialog appears. And the theme, there's a couple of different themes, but what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it the theme that popped up by default. Okay, which basically gives us the perfect size we need. And in the library, we're going to put it into presentations. Okay, so this I've been doing for anything like a funeral or something on a Sunday morning with a bunch of pictures. And we're just going to call this test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now click that and boom. Now we're looking at test 1, 2, 3, and it is a presentation within this presentations folder. So you see, when we were on this playlist down here, right, that we had built October 3rd, we can see all the contents. And if we click on presentations, we can also see all the contents. So here's our test 1, 2, 3 presentation. Okay. And it has its own items within it. Right now there's just a blank slide. That's all. But let's say we wanted to add some stuff to it. So how we would do that is we would open that media bin by clicking the media button, and our media pane pops up. Let's say our pictures are in other. We mostly just use, so far, the announcements folder and the other folder. Again, at the end of the video, I'll show you how to populate these. So let's just grab a couple of things. Sorry, Madeline's losing her mind. All right, so we wanted to grab a couple of pictures. Let's just grab them at random. All right, grab this picture, drag it up there. Grab this picture. Oops, swiped a bunch. It doesn't matter. Let's just grab another picture. Boom. Grab this picture. We'll put that one up in there too. Okay, so now our presentation named Test 1, 2, 3 that lives in the presentations folder in our library has a blank slide and then these pictures. Okay, let's go ahead and close our media bin. And then if we go back into our October 3rd service, we can add that presentation that we're still kind of looking at. Let's go back to the show so it goes away. There we go. Okay, so this is our October 3rd service. So now, just like we did with the songs and with the announcements slides, we can open our search window, and then we can start typing test 1, 2, 3. There it is. It lives in our presentations folder. So boom, let's drag that down. Okay, click anywhere else. And if we scroll to the bottom here, we should see test 1, 2, 3 as a presentation with those pictures in it. So we could display them as needed. Easy peasy, huh? Not too bad. Okay, so we don't need this. So I'm going to delete it from our playlist for October 3rd. And I'm going to go up to our presentations folder and I'll find it and delete it for good. So delete. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yeah, I do. We don't need it. Okay, so now it's gone. Now let me show you how to add a slide into our announcement slides. So if you look up in the top left here, you can see there's a number here that represents 15 seconds. So if I click on any one of these, it's going to run for 15 seconds. You'll see this little wheel here. Right, once that runs out, and you can actually click that to kill the timer, so this one just stays up. It will run to the next slide once that little wheel fills up. There we go, we've got our transition, and boom. So if I click this, it kills that timer, and it'll just stay here. All right, so if we wanted to add something to it, let's say we opened our media box, and we grabbed, let's grab this picture here. So if we slid this picture up here, okay, now if we click on this one, this slide will pop up after 15 seconds. Give it a sec. All right, it should go away here, and we'll go to this picture. All right, you see it did that, went to this picture automatically, but now it won't go anywhere because this doesn't have a timer on it. So how we could add that is this. We right click, hit go to next timer, whoops, and usually I type in 15 seconds. And bada boom, bada bing, that's going to show up in the announcements on Sunday morning. But obviously we don't want that, so I'm just going to delete this one. Okay, now how do we get back to the beginning? We don't sit here and we keep clicking on the beginning. That's not how it works. Once we get through all those slides, we get down to the last one, which is right, make sure I'm on the last one. Okay, it's this one right here. So if you see that little symbol right there, that means it's going to loop to beginning, okay? And how we get it to loop to the beginning is in that go to next timer dialog, we check this, loop to beginning. When that's checked, this one will loop to the beginning of all of our slides with a timer on it. See, we could add it to another one if we wanted. Go to next timer, loop to beginning, boom. But then we would never hit this one because it would loop back at this one. So anyway. Yeah, so that's how you set up the announcement slides. All right, and then for the last step here, what I'd like to show you is how to get stuff into this media folder. Again, keep in mind, we usually use the announcements folder for the video announcements, and then the other folder for our like pictures and slides and anything else like that. Okay, so how we do this is let's go ahead and just minimize ProPresenter. All right, here we are, desktop, and we'll open a Finder window. There's one. Okay, and this is what I like to do. You don't have to do it this way, but I find it to be the easiest. I right click and I open another Finder window, and I put it right here. Okay, so where the files that are in ProPresenter in those media folders live is here. So Renewed Vision Media, if you click on this over here, you open up the video folder, announcements. Now whatever is in this folder here, Renewed Vision Media, video, announcements, whatever is in here will be reflected directly within ProPresenter. So watch this. Announcements. All right, we've got 5 files. I'm going to delete a couple of them. There's a couple that are kind of old anyway. So here we go. Watch this. So see those files down at the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I start deleting them, actually, you know what? I'm just going to delete. I'm going to delete this one, which isn't. It's moved to trash. Here we go. Boom, move to trash. You see that one just get removed? That's how it works. All right, so we saw that one of the files was deleted there. Now it works the exact same way for our other folder, okay? Other, everything that's in this other folder here is what is represented in the other folder in ProPresenter. So every file you see here is exactly what you see here. No problem. Now say, where do we get these files? All right, I'll show you that. So right now, we're pointed at the location where ProPresenter reads its files from on this local computer. Now where we get our files from is if we go to the Family NAS drive, NAS, not NAZ. We go into the media folder. And now this is a repository basically for anybody to be able to access that needs to. So this is kind of a shared drive. All right, so if we go to the inbox media folder, this is usually where we're gonna have our new slides. And we want to pull in, so say if we had our other folder selected, which we do, so this is gonna go in that ProPresenter other folder. We could grab one of these PNGs, which is a picture. Grab a PNG and just drag it right over. Boom. We already have that one, so let's just stop the transfer. And that's how that works. The PSD is a Photoshop file in case we need to edit something on the fly. And then that's where we get our slides and pictures and anything else like that, a video or whatnot. But then our video announcements specifically are in this folder, video announcements. Bam. So if we needed that, we would just click on our announcements folder over here, click the new one and drag it right in. And we already have that one, so I'm not going to overwrite it or anything. So that's how we would load those in there. And anything that we put in that announcements folder on the back end would show up right here. Okay? And just to show you that, so we have the 926 file. I'm going to, I'm not going to delete it in here. There's not even an option to do that. So 926, if I delete it from here, 926, what is it? Move to trash. Then you'll see in ProPresenter, it just disappeared. So if I wanted to get it back, I could go back over here and drag it in, and then it'll show up again. Magic. So again, those locations, because they're a little tricky to get to, let's just start from the top. I'm actually just going to close these windows. As if we open up Finder, okay, we're going to set this one up for the files that go into ProPresenter, and then we're going to open another one. Oops, come on now. I'm gonna open up a new Finder window and set this up to where we grab our videos from, or media from, I should say. Family NAS, okay. Family NAS, media, and then the inbox media is where we get our slides, pictures, and videos and stuff like that. And then our video announcements folder is where we get specifically our video announcements. Okay, and then we would pull them and put them into Renewed Vision Media, Video, and either the announcements folder or the other folder. And that's that. Hopefully this has been helpful.